Good day, everyone. Welcome to your English class. These are the objectives for today's lesson. The first one is to define sentence. Next is to understand the structure of a sentence. And at the end of the lesson, you will have to build your own sentences. Sentence. What is a sentence? A sentence is a group of words that expresses a complete thought. A sentence always begins with a capital letter and ends with a full stop. Now, to further explain the definition of sentence, here are some examples. The first one is I have. We have I here as a naming word. However, it doesn't answer what does I have. Therefore, this is not a sentence. The next example is playing. Is playing is just a verb that tells an action being done. However, it doesn't tell who is playing. Therefore, this is not a sentence. Next example is she dances. She is the naming word. Dances is the verb. If we ask who dances, the answer is she. And if we ask what does she do, we say that she dances. Therefore, this example is a sentence. Next example is my grandma visits me at home. Who visits me? My grandma. And what does grandma do? Visits. Me at home is just an additional information about the sentence that even if you remove them, the sentence still makes sense. Now for sentence writing, here are some examples. She runs, I see, Aisha writes, the dog barks. Now I want you to look closely at these sentences. Did you notice that they all begin with capital letters? And yes, they all end with full stops. Now, in building your own sentences, you must always consider the following. Think of a naming word and an action word. And then make sure that when you put them together, they make sense. Here are some examples. The cat walks. The cat here is the naming word. And walks is the verb. Now we formed a sentence by putting these together. The cat walks. Next example is the children are playing. The children here is the naming word and are playing is the verb. Now if we put them together, we form a sentence that makes sense. The children are playing. And finally, we buy bags in the shop. We is the naming word and buy is the verb. Again, bags in the shop, these are just additional information about the sentence. It's your turn. Let's assess your understanding about today's lesson. You may pause the video if you need more time to answer. Arrange the following words to form sentences that make sense. To play, I like. Wash the rags, they. Opens the he door. See we the cat. Now let's check if your answers are correct. For the first one, if your answer is I like to play, Your answer is correct. The next one is they wash the rags and full stop. Do not forget that. Again, your answer is correct. For the third one, he opens the door, full stop. Correct. We see the cat, full stop. Well done! You did well today. Good job. I think you are ready to write.